Namaskar, good evening, dear devotees and friends. Today is the Panchami day in America, and it must be the Shashti in India. So we will study the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the Panchama Veda. The page number, the 645, I am going to read. In the 644, 45, 46, these are the pages. Some of you are writing that what are the page number? These are the page number. You can follow from here. So let us begin with this mantra. Tabo kathamritam tapta jivanam kavi bhiriritam kalmashapaham sravana mangalam srimadatam bhuvi grinanti e Bhurida Janaha. Now, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is talking with the devotees. The last time we read, certainly Hriday Ram, his nephew, who is to attend on him, he came to visit because the landlord, the owner, Trailakya Babu, asked him to go away from the Dakshinesha. So Hriday was not allowed to enter into that property. Sri Ramakrishna went up to that gate, main gate, and talked to him and said, "So what to do? I am sorry." Then he said that though he used to serve him a lot, but he used to put different problems also, because he became very egoistic. He started thinking that I am serving and hence you are surviving. If I am not serving, then where you'll be? So this is the mistake that a human they do. It is God. God gave us the opportunity to serve, but we forget. That is Maya. If he was living with Bhagavan, the God himself, even then, and so many years, and he was physically serving him, even then, he could not understand. So how to explain it? This is the Maya. Even so close, if we are with the God, we cannot understand that is God. Arjuna also could not recognize Sri Krishna, and here we find this person, and then he could feel that something wrong he has done, but so much of attraction for the worldly life. The God has created this world. God is out of this world. Now the two things he has given to us. One is God himself, another his creation, this world. The world full of many different things, and we feel that if we can achieve this, we will be happy. Just now, half an hour before, I was giving a retreat, a talk in the North Carolina people, devotees, and the subject was happiness. So this is the happiness. Whatever we think, whatever we desire, we think if we get that, if we become successful to achieve that, our desires are fulfilled, we are going to be happy. No. So that is exactly what Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is teaching us. Almost in every page, everywhere, in every conversation, in different ways he is trying to teach us, you have to disassociate yourself with this world. But live in this world. Only disassociate with them. That is the technique we have to learn. How to live in this world, but without becoming worldly. The worldliness should not be there. And what is that worldliness? Desire to grab, desire to possess, desire to have. And why all this come? Because of my ego. And ego makes me completely associated with this body and mind, and naturally with the body and mind, this me and mine. So this small little thing that if we can understand, then we are living in this world, but very happy. Friends, those of you who are following that Ashtabakra, they are also Ashtabakra's teaching that you should not be associated with this world and be happy. Yoga Vasishta, they are also the Vasishta Muni. He is teaching his disciple Sri Ramachandra and telling that this is only one, the God in everything. So don't differentiate. So that is the Vijnana Drishti, that this world is nothing but the God. If we can understand that, that is also. And that in the dualistic way, we see God has become everything. So how can I criticize? How can I hurt? How can I do anything that is hurting God? So that is the sadhana. And in the Bhagavad Gita it says there are 3 types of sadhana. The Sattvik, Rajasika, Manasika, and the physical sadhana, Vachika sadhana, the talk, control of the talk, the control of the tongue, Manasika sadhana. These are the ways slowly. In different scripture, they are giving us the way how to proceed towards this wonderful situation where we will see that we are nothing but God. Sri Ramakrishna is talking with everything depends on God's will. Now, when we are differentiating us from God, everything depends on God's will. And majority of us, we cannot think that I am that supreme God. No, it is very difficult. And if we say just like that, it will be hypocrisy. And truly, if we are thinking, it is God and everything is God's, I am His son, I am His daughter, I am His servant, I am His friend, all these relations we develop. That is also the man can work. A man must work. Only then he can see God. The work means must practice austerity. That is called work. And what type of austerity? In the Bhagavad Gita, in the 17th chapter, it says you have to control your tongue. Anudbega karam bhakyam satyam priyam ritam chayat. See that bangmaya tapa uchate. Deva, Deja, Guru, Pragya. And when all these elderly people, the knowledgeable people, the respected people, we should serve them. Physical tapasya. Controlling the words. I should not hurt anyone by telling anything harsh, using harsh words. Vachika tapasya and manashika, always positive thinking. Everything belongs to God. So kaika, vachika, manasika, physical and through the word and also through thought. Every time I must be conscious. And that is why it says apramatta bhava. Always be alert. Why? Because I am going to realize the truth. I cannot become I said today morning I am good and then noontime I am doing something whatever. That cannot be. Each and every moment you have to be careful. If you want butter, you must let the milk turn to curd or yogurt. So that is last time we read, Sri Ramakrishna was giving the example. You have to go away, you have to sit somewhere, you have to go on studying your own mind, then you have to practice. So this is the way the development comes. How much of the scriptures can you read? The master is telling to the Mahima Acharan. Sometimes it is that we take the fancy of reading different scriptures. That is not the spiritual austerity. That is not the sadhana. Sadhana is completely different. The spiritual austerity, every time my mind should be alert. Am I doing those things which will help me to realize God? Going on reading the scriptures, and there are so many, thousands of scriptures are there. And particularly the Sanatana Dharma, the Hindu Dharma, it is having so many varieties of scriptures. Even if you go on through the list, it will take 2-3 days. Because so many, 108 Upanishads, then 18 the Puranas, the Mahabharata, the Ramayana, then again the Tantra, the books of Tantra, Bhagavata, so much unthinkable. One cannot complete it. The 4 Vedas, impossible. Then what should we do? Take that. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling, how much of the scriptures can you read? What will you gain by mere reasoning? Try to realize God before anything else. Have faith in the Guru's words and work. And what is the work? Have faith in the Guru's words. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna himself is the Guru. In the Ramakrishna mission, we never considered ourselves as Guru. We give the mantra that has come down traditionally, and we give that mantra and begging to the Supreme Lord Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna to take care of that particular soul. He is the Guru. In reality, he is the God. He is the Guru. He is the guide. Ma Sharadamani Devi also is telling that the Guru, and what is the Guru says? This, you have to work. Or what is that work? Always alert that your mind should not go to the worldly things. And what is the worldly things? Love and attachment to those things which are temporary, considering them as permanent. This is the worldly things. Means I should not eat, I should not talk to anyone, I should not go to these, I should not do that. Not like that. Sri Ramakrishna himself used to go to the theatre in those days, and there all these dramas they used to have, he used to go and enjoy that. And he used to go to different places, even the museums used to go. And that time in Calcutta, all the new scientific museums were coming up. He used to go and visit, used to see, and he there also used to analyze. Look at this, the human, the skeleton. What is there in the skeleton? All these bones are there. And on the bones they will place some and the flesh, and then these slowly. Then he will give the example how the potters are making the images, the gods and goddesses. For every place he used to go, but he used to spiritualize that particular place or the incident that happened over there. So that is called living in this world, but not of the world. And if you go on reading the books, you may enjoy, but ultimately you are not reaching anywhere. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling, what will you learn of God from books? As long as you are at a distance from the marketplace, you hear only an indistinct roar. If you have visited the village market and all other places, only the open, nothing is there, and in the villages when you are slowly going, you can hear the sound. That means many people gathered in one place. So when you are from distance, it is like that. And slowly, but it is quite different when you are actually there. When you entered into that, from distance you hear only the sound. But when you enter into the market, though the people are talking, shouting, and then in the marketplace what they do, all the sounds are there. But you don't listen to that, because your attention will be to find out that particular shop where you can get your particular item for which you have gone to the market. So that he is telling, then you hear and see everything distinctly. You hear people say, here are your potatoes, take them and give me the money. Everything in details. From a distance you hear only the rumbling noise of the ocean. Go near it and you will see many boats sailing about, birds flying, waves rolling. One cannot get true feeling about God from the study of the books. This feeling is something very different from book learning. Books, scriptures, and science appear as mere dirt and straw after the realization of God. Now, when we look at a map, this is the Africa. Then I can go to that Africa like this. So when you see the Africa, that particular map is nothing. But when you go over there, it's completely different. The people, the places, and all the environment, everything is so different. So realization and intellectual understanding are completely different. That is exactly what Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is trying to say, that if you go on reading books, only intellectually you will go on understanding. It may be like this, it may be like that, like reading the maps, studying the map. But if you go to that particular place, visit that place, meet those people, that realization has no compare with the map. Map cannot give you. The one thing needful is to be introduced to the master of house. There, why are you so anxious to know beforehand how many houses and gardens and how many government securities the master possesses? The master means maybe a rich man, and if you want to know about his property, if you go and develop a relationship, a friendliness, he himself will show. Then he is telling, the servants of the house would not allow you even to approach these, and they would certainly not tell you about their master's investments. Therefore, somehow or other become acquainted with the master, even if you have to jump over the fence or take a few punches from the servants. So he is telling that somehow you have to meet the master. And he is just describing, suppose they are not opening the main gate, so you may have to scale the wall, and maybe that the servants will beat you, they will punish you. Even then, somehow or other go to the God. Here it is not like that, but the intensity, eagerness to meet the master. There may be many difficulties when you are trying to realize God. There will be people in the beginning, they will say, it is not possible. They will never allow you. You are not doing anything, not harming anyone, you are only living in your own room. Even then the neighbors, why this man is not coming out, why he is not mixing with us, why he is not playing cards with us, we are all one type, and why he is different. Constantly they will go on criticizing you. If you are meditating, some people will say, maybe that he is developing black magic, let us go and protest. These things will happen. Then slowly a time will come, they will start ignoring you. But lastly, they will go on accepting you. So these are the 3 steps. In the beginning, the physically, mentally, or your neighbors, all people, and they will be against. Then afterwards, they will simply not caring for you. That is also another way that you are thinking, I don't have any friend, whom to talk, where to go. So these are the Sri Ramakrishna is saying, you have to go on pursuing. There may be many difficulties, you have to go on pursuing. The servants of the house would not allow you to approach, and therefore somehow or other become acquainted with the master, even if you have to jump over the fence or take a few punches from the servants. Then the master himself will tell you all about his house and gardens and his government securities, and what is more, the servants and the doorkeeper will salute you when you are known to the master. He is giving a picture how to realize. But the third step, when you have reached to the God, started feeling about God, then all they will come and they will start respecting you. In that when the Ramakrishna mission was forming, in those days, in the beginning, it was exactly this. And the great, the mind, Saradananda ji, Swami Saradananda, one of the direct disciples of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, in his the great book, the master, the great master, he has written this. When an organization, spiritual organization is growing up, the people around, they were not understanding what actually they are doing. Most of the time, they are very humble people, not disturbing anyone, and not forget about going to the people and disturbing them. They were living together, meditating from the early morning, all these things. But they were not happy. They were protesting, complaining to the police, complaining to the government officers against them. So many things happened. There he has written, these 3 steps you have to overcome, or the individual life and organizational life. First is the opposition. Second, the completely ignoring. Third, acceptance. A third step for an individual is very difficult. And if the people start coming and appreciating you and praising you, the ego may come back. The ego that through the spiritual practice that we have eradicated, that may come back. That he is telling. Devotee, now the question is how to become acquainted with the master. They all are laughing. Then obviously the question is we know that we have to go to the master, but how? Sri Ramakrishna, that is why I say that work is necessary. He says yes. That is why I say the work is necessary. It will not do to say that God exists and then idle away your time. No. You must reach God somehow or other. Call on Him in solitude and pray to Him. O Lord, reveal Thyself to me. Weep for Him with a longing heart. You roam about in search of the many things of this world. Like a madman, now be a little mad for God. Let people say this man has lost his head for God. Why not renounce everything for a few days and call on God in solitude? That is advice. Leave everything and go to solitude and call on God. Friends, this is a very practical advice. Majority of the time we are with the association, and when in the association different type of discussion comes, thought waves that touches our heart, and naturally different type of the thoughts rises in the mind. But if we go to a place, Swami Vivekananda is telling, better go to a place where people don't know you. So obviously there will be no one to come to you, to talk to you or to help you. So when you are in that challenging condition, your dependence on the God will increase. That are all the ways they say. But in the householder life, as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna in other way he said, he is talking with the householder, take a few days off. Go to a solitude. Even if you are going with your friend or wife, go with them. But with the condition that today I am not going to talk at all. Both are the same mind. There will be the breakfast, that will be the lunch time, that will be this, everything will be ready, just warm it and eat, but not going to exchange any word. Okay, try that and go sit under a tree, take a chair and sit in the open, just look at the sky, try to think that what is your mind is going one day and one night. Next day, okay, you will feel the difference. So that is what Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling, that you will feel the difference. If you once you do like that, then increase it to 3 days, increase it to a week, 15 days. That will be sufficient. A change will come when you can live all alone in the company of God. Not that you are going on texting or in the computer or in the smartphone, nothing will be there. Only yourself, maybe some of the good books, and you are chanting the Bhagavad Gita or some other chanting, but that's much. So that is the way. If you are, then you are taking the walking in the afternoon, every step you have to take the name of God, every step. And that is the way you are practicing in the householder's life. Sannyasins are supposed to be all the time, but in the householder's life also, you have to live like this. We are in the organization, in the Ramakrishna Mission, we are in the organization, and that is the reason we have to keep some touch with the society. We hear the news, a movie, what is happening, or everything, and read the newspaper, all around what are the things are happening, because we don't go out to the society to mix with people, we don't know anything. But it's an organization. So obviously you have to be alert. And this time we organized a Durga Puja, Ashtami, that is Saturday. Everything was arranged. Our volunteers worked day and night, and different type of people they registered, as because the system was up to 50 people you can take the inside. So we counted 50 people, the slot was made, and we requested the devotees also, we cannot break it, you have to come register, otherwise sorry. Our very close known people, we had to say sorry to them. Everything was ready, and prasad was ordered, flowers were ordered, everything was ready. And suddenly yesterday the news came that the governor, he has restricted this norm, and from 50 to it has become 25. Then again, if you are not connected with all this, how you will know? The people should write to you immediately. You go to the link, open that, check it, it is yes. Then in the mornings we had to talk to those office, you confirm. So those who are in the organization have to keep the touch with the society, because we are going to serve the society. 250 people they registered, half an hour time. Now we have to say sorry. We had to write to them that sorry, we cannot perform. It will be, puja will be there, you have to enjoy it, join the puja online according to the situation. What to do? We have to cooperate with the government, because they are trying to help us. There is a terrible thing going on, the COVID-19. So terrible thing is going on. So we have to cooperate with the government, and the best way they are thinking. They are also human beings. They also do not know what is going to happen. Only the scientists and the doctors, they are thinking that if we can keep people away, not much of mixing, then we can save people. They are not going to punish us. They are going to save us. So we have to cooperate. This time, okay, the mother wants our puja like this, we will do like that. So this is the way we are going. But at the same time, we are not of this world. So this is the trick. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, understand that Vedanta knowledge, that there is only one all-pervading consciousness and nothing else. And everything that is happening all around you, so much of tension, so much of this and that, all is temporary. After a few days, everything will go away. So don't disturb yourself. You have to constantly go on towards God. So this again and again is telling what you will achieve by simply saying the God exists and doing nothing about it. There are big fish in the Haldar Pukur. That's the pond he is mentioning, his birthplace. But can you catch them by merely sitting idly on the bank of the pond? Prepare some spiced bait and throw into that lake. Then the fish will come from the deep water and you will see the ripples. That will make you happy. Perhaps a fish will jump with a splash and you will get a glimpse of it. Then you will be so glad. So how another rustic way, very simple way that he is giving us the example. The pond is nothing but our mind. And the fishes, that fish that he is talking about, our soul. And we are trying to catch our soul. But that mind itself is so much turbulent. So you have to wait and go on feeding with the name of God. Then when we are going on throwing the name of God, and slowly the particular, that Atman, it will come and then it will bite. Before that, if you are before the realization, before catching the fish, you can get the joy. When the ripples will come on the water, then you can feel, oh, that is true. Big fish is there. That is the joy. When you are meditating, trying to control your passion, trying to control your desires, and your mind is becoming tranquil, then you will enjoy, oh, that is so good. Without anything, I was happy. That must be there. That is something is there. Otherwise, how the happiness will come? Then ultimately, you see the glimpses will come. The light will flash. You can see the God sitting on a beautiful throne within your heart, and you can see you are serving the God, and that way, and slowly, it may be for a second, maybe for a minute, maybe one day, maybe after 3 months again a little, but you are sure that something is going to happen, and with great patience you are sitting over there to catch the fish. And that is the way one goes for, that is the beautiful way Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is making. Milk must be turned into yogurt and the yogurt must be churned. Only then you will get butter. To Mahimna, what a nuisance! Someone must show God to a man while he himself sits idly by all the while. Someone must extract the butter and hold it in front of his mouth. All are laughing. What a bother! Someone else must catch the fish and give it to him. Sometimes some people, they think the guru will do everything. No, it is not possible. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling it is not. But of course Sri Ramakrishna, the avatar of the God himself, they can do it. Sri Ramakrishna could do it. Sri Ramakrishna did also. Ma Sharadamani Devi, Swami Vivekananda, they truly did it. But this is the way he is telling that you have to strive. You have to practice. Now friends, you know, all over, particularly in India, the spiritual people, our devotees, they are householders, but so eager. Yesterday someone told, Swamiji, I am going to practice 2000 japa after 12. Because they say night, 12 o'clock, is a very good time for meditation. And if you are repeating the name of God and meditating, you will be benefited mostly at particular time from 12 to 2. Noon time also, 12 to 2. And night is much good. So that she was telling that I am going to practice. See how eager. The whole day work and then again keeping the vigil that somehow I should be awake and from 12 to 2 I should do the japa, then I will go to sleep. This is the determination. This is the practices. And this is what Sri Ramakrishna is telling, work. You have to work. What means? This type of practices. A man wanted to see the king. The king lived in the inner court of the palace, beyond 7 gates. No sooner did the man pass the first gate, than he exclaimed, "Oh, where is the king?" But there were 7 gates, and he must pass them one after another before he could see the king. This is the Sapta Bhumi. He is hinting about the Sapta Bhumi. In the yoga, there are Sapta Bhumi. And also Jnana, there are Sapta Bhumi. And in the Bhakti also, the Sapta Bhumis are there. The 7 stages. So when we join the monastic order, then the people, they are curious, hey, why you have come like this? It goes on. And that is the first gate. Then second, slowly you are seeing, no, this all so good people. Everything is so nice, very simple, no tension. So you are passing through. And the more you are proceeding, more you see the glamour of God. So many things will happen. People will come and praise you. They will be eager to touch you. They will be eager to give you some gift. They will be eager to listen to you, to talk to you. One must be very careful. Oh no, this is not the final gate. I am just proceeding. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like that it will go. And one day you will feel totally distressed. This world will become completely tasteless. The name, fame, and all its beauties, tasteless. And he will be eager to listen to the voice of God, listen to the celestial songs, and see those celestials, the beings, the gods and goddesses. That is the 6th bhumi, and finally merging with that in the joy that is there, and that's called the God himself or the Brahman himself. Complete joy. This is to attain God, the Master is telling. It is not that God can be realized by this work and not by that. The vision of God depends on His grace. Still, a man must work a little with longing for God in his heart. If he has longing, he will receive the grace of God. Here, Sri Ramakrishna is unique. Some people are thinking only by discrimination, only by analytical way, only by following the path of the jnana, that I should read only Ashtavakra, I should read only the Yoga Vasishta and the Panchadashi, all the books, the jnana knowledge that I will read, the Vedantic book. By that way I will realize the God. Of course you can. But not that those who are following the path of devotion, they are crying to God, praying to God, cooking for God. And the one lady, she had sent the photo, and she worked for many hours to put a new shadi, the women's dress, Indian women's dress, to put on that small photo. It's a big shadi, but very nicely she did it, and then she was so happy. She also made the garland of some, that plastic things, but it looks good, and that she has put to the Mother Saradamani Devi, and she took the photo and sent it to me, and she's so happy. Is it not the company of God? And she was telling, it took me 3 to 4 hours. I couldn't manage that heavy and big shadi, how to put it. Then ultimately I was praying to Mother. The Mother, I don't know how to put it on you. And you should look good. I feel that, that the tradition in the Hindu, that this is the time, the Durga Puja, Navaratri, they will purchase the new clothes and exchange the new clothes, give it to God also. So that is the joy. One who is discriminating another who is meditating, and third one, he is putting that long cloth, the sari, to that frame of the photo, but the joy is the same. And much more when she felt as if mother was telling, why don't you put the sari in this form? And she kept in that way. It is thought only crossed her mind. She did that and felt as if mother whispered to her. And she was so happy. Is not the happiness of spirituality? This is the spirituality. Someone is cooking and giving it to the mother, and when they are there praying to mother, suddenly a flower fell down on that particular plate and they feel mother accepted it. Okay, sometimes people may laugh, oh, look at this, they're all superstitious. No, why? They get the joy, the inspiration, and more service for the mother, service for the God. So that is also increasing. This is the way one goes on. That is why Sri Ramakrishna is telling that it is not that God can be realized by this work. Work means a path, and not by that. But the vision of God, according to the Sri Ramakrishna, the vision of God, it depends on His grace. We feel that God is around us, the God is always with us. Something which I was thinking that is not going to happen to me, somehow or other some people came, helped you. You can feel that God is helping you. It is possible. But at the same time, if you say, God, please reveal thyself before me, that depends on Him, whether the God will reveal Himself. But still, a man can work. To attain God, a man must have certain favorable conditions: the company of the holy men, discrimination, and the blessings of a real teacher. The three things. Company of the holy men. This is very, very important. Most of the time we go to the people, they are very popular and they dress up like that, and they are very good talkers. They can talk nicely, as because they are having the command of the language. They will be punning, they will be utilizing that language in such a way that people are mesmerized. It may be. But the good teachers are entertainer, of course. The good teachers are entertainers. But all entertainers are not good teachers. The Sri Ramakrishna used to talk and people used to go mad listening to that. That was the entertainment. He used to sing, he used to talk, he used to dance. He was a very good entertainer. But not that all entertainers can be a good teacher. That one should be careful. And it depends on the past work also, past karma. The past karma phala, and he will be associated with a good person. And who is a good person? Unselfish person. And only having love to help you, to guide you, to give you the informations about God. That is a good person. And no personal agenda, no hidden agenda, is purely unselfish. So that is Sri Ramakrishna is telling, to attain God, man must have certain favorable condition. The company of the holy men, the capacity to understand that discrimination, the analytical capacity should be there. Majority of the people, they don't have that analytical capacity. They only judge from outside, from other things. No. And thirdly, the blessings of the real teacher, the Sadguru. What is that? Real teacher? God Himself. If the God Himself is blessing, that's why in the Shankaracharya also said, Durlabham trayame baitat Devanugraha hetukam manushyattvam mumukshutvam mahapurusha samastraya. As if without the blessings of God, these three cannot come. So when those who are really good people, they get these three. Then he is telling, perhaps his elder brother takes the responsibility for the family. Perhaps his wife has spiritual qualities and is very virtuous. Perhaps he is not married at all or entangled in worldly life. He succeeds when conditions like these are fulfilled. The bachelor people, they are free. They don't have the responsibility. So that way they can. Ma Sharadamani Devi said, those who are bachelor, the 50% you have already completed, because there is no bondage. So that is the reason. And those who are married, as because you have already taken the promises, so that is your dharma, to keep those promises, to take care of the wife, take care of the children, take care of the family. That is you have to do that. And along with that, luckily, if the wife is cooperating with you, then it's very good. But if the wife is not cooperating, sometimes the wife is completely different. She wants to go to a social life, dancing, eating, or maybe there may be another type that she is attracted to or attached to some other type of practices, while the husband is another. So both of them are different. Then also problem comes. But if both of them coming into one person, are guided by the one person, following the one path, that is very good. But I have seen the husband-wife, husband is Vedantin, the wife is a completely Vaishnava, but that's so good, okay. They are adjusting in their own house, that is good. It goes on like this. So that is an adjustment you made. But when both of you are in the same, that is good. So that is the Sri Ramakrishna is telling, you need some favorable conditions. So these are the conditions. He succeeds when conditions like these are fulfilled. In a certain family, a man lay seriously ill. He was at the point of death. Someone said, here is a remedy, for it must rain when the star Swati is in the ascendant, the star Swati. Then some of that rain water must collect in a human skull. Then a frog must come there and a snake must chase it. And as the frog is about to be bitten by the snake, it must jump away and the poison of the snake must drop into the skull. All these conditions. You must prepare a medicine from this poison and give it to the patient. Then he will live. The head of the family consulted the almanac about the star, the Shati Nakshatra, and set out at the right moment. With a great longing of the heart, he began to search for the different ingredients, and he prayed to God, O Lord, I shall succeed only if you bring together all the ingredients. So this is the support of the God. O God, I will be successful if you only help me. As he was roaming about, he actually saw a skull lying on the ground. So slowly. Presently there came a shower of rain. Then the man exclaimed, O gracious Lord, I have got the rainwater under Shati and the skull too. What is more, some of the rain has fallen into the skull. Now be kind enough to bring together the other ingredients. He was reflecting with a yearning heart when he saw a poisonous snake approaching. His joy knew no bounds. He became so excited that he could feel that the thumbing of his own heart. O God, he prayed, now the snake has come too. I have procured most of the ingredients. Please be gracious and give me the remaining one. No sooner did he pray thus than a frog hopped up. The snake pursued it as they came near the skull, and the snake was about to bite the frog. The frog jumped over the skull, and the snake's poison fell into the skull, into it. A man began to dance. The man began to dance, clapping with hands for joy. So I say that one gets everything through yearning, through the prayer. When one is very eager, God also helps. So that is what Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling. Friends, without the help of God, without the help of the destiny, nothing can happen. But because of your ego, we forget that. And we always think that we are doing it. In the Kena Upanishad, that is the first time they mentioned about the goddess Durga, Uma, Haimavati. In the Uma, there he says that explain that the Devas, they vanquished in one war the Asuras, and they became very boastful, and Indra was celebrating the victory. Then one Yaksha came and he said, he didn't say anything, he was standing near the door, and from the throne Indra noticed it and sent fast the Vayu. Vayu came and he asked, who are you? Sir, I will tell that, I will introduce, but who are you? Then naturally Vayu felt insult. You don't know me? I am the great Vayu. And what is your work? What is your power? Oh, I can blow anything. And the man kept a straw and said, can you please blow this? And the wind god tried so much, but couldn't move that straw. Then second came also the Agni, the fire. He also could not burn it. So that is the way the God always teaches us. The Supreme Lord then came, that the power of the Supreme God, the Mahamaya, in the form of the Uma Haimavati. In the Upanishad also, they are praying to the goddess. Friends, now the Durga Puja is going on. It's a great festival. And what is this? The power worship. What is that power? The primal power, the primal energy, God's power, out of which everything has come. And what is that God's power? All the rishis, they say it is having three qualities: Sattva, Raja and Tama. Through the permutation and combination is going on, creating things. Then it has the two power also. That is, one to cover, another to remove that cover, superimpose on that cover. So like this is called Maya, and that is the power of God, associated with God, eternal like the Goddess, because the God's power. But the God has no end, Maya has end. The beginning Maya, no beginning, it is eternal. But Maya has end. When by the grace of God we can understand that it is not true, the God is only playing with me. Sometime the father will put on a mask and will go to the little baby and frightened baby will start crying, and then the father will remove the mask and will say, here I am, son, why you are crying? So it is like that. The God is like to play with us. He is putting all the trouble, and that is the power. Now we are worshipping to that power, and the power has been given as the conception of mother. Mother is always kind, mother is always helpful, mother is always considerate, mother is always soft. That's why the Hindus, they call the power of God as Mother Devi. And this Devi is known as the Durga or sometimes Mahamaya. The 55 names are there in different names and different forms in different times, is saving the children. So we should pray to the Divine Mother. Before the Sri Ramachandra, he went to fight with the Ravana. Then he worshipped the goddess Durga for the strength. Give me power, Mother, and be by my side. Help me in this great war with the Ravana. Before the Kurukshetra war, Arjuna also worshipped goddess Durga and prayed to that Mother, Mother, please bless me so that I can be successful in this huge war. So every time we see that the power is necessary, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is considering this power, and the Sri Ganesha, and in the India everywhere, and those who are worshipping the power, they are known as Shakta, because the power, the Sanskrit name of the power is Shakti, and those who are worshipping this Shakti are known as Shakta. So this is the time if we are praying to the Mother. Why? Because special time, the whole month, particularly these 5 days. Today is Panchami, Shashti, Saptami, Ashtami, Navami, Dashami, these 5 days. Then if we can do it on the Navami day, Navami night, the Mother is slaying the Ashura. And who is this Ashura? All our bad desires, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Matsarya, are our desire, and our the devotion is covered under this. And if we can remove it, the Ashura will go away. And what is this Ashura? The darkness, the ignorance, the ego. If it goes away, then the knowledge will dawn, and that is exactly what Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is teaching us. A man cannot realize God unless he renounces everything mentally. Everything mentally we have to renounce. A sadhu cannot lay things up. And then he is telling, if we cannot physically, if we cannot renounce, at least mentally, there should not be any attachment with it. So that is the thing. Otherwise it is impossible to realize God. Mentally we have to renounce it. I am having a car, I am having a house, I am having a property, I am having the money. As long as I am there, I must have that, no problem. But at the same time, oh, I should keep it for my next generation, this, that, all calculation. Even before lying on the deathbed, the people are thinking more about the distribution of the property among the predecessors. That will be really very wrong. So one should withdraw the mind and say, God, you gave me the power, and so I was successful. Now all this left over, that all belong to you. I don't want all this. I want only you. And that if we can call that God as Mother, it becomes very easy to pray. Mother, I like to be on your lap. Please hold me and give me the solace, give me the joy, give me the happiness, and let me see your own face. That would be the prayer. So renouncing, tyage naiki amritattva shuhu, this renouncement is necessary, and this renounce means mentally that will also help. Thank you, friends.
So there is one question, Maharaj. One question before. Roy is asking, I would like to know how can I take Diksha? Currently I am in Houston and willing to travel to Chicago if Maharaj conducts Diksha ceremony.
So can you please write to me? So you will find that it is info@Chicago Vedanta, or you can write to my personal Ishatmananda What is that?
gmail.com.
Gmail.com. Ishatmananda, sorry. I don't write to myself, so I don't remember. So, Ishatmananda, not Swami, only Ishatmananda at gmail.com. You please write to me, then from there we will proceed. Thank you very much. So, let us say Shanti 3 times and we conclude. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.